she is literally a wrecking machine. I mean, she is an animal.
Oh, head kick, it's in. Oh my God. Oh
Valentina Shevchenko!
It's getting to the point where you got to start thinking, who's she going to fight next? I mean, there's always opponents, but she's so nasty. I don't know who's going to be jumping up screaming for Shevchenko.
Let's do it.
I'm ready for anyone. I always say, yeah, I'm ready for anyone, no matter weight class, no matter like anything. I'm ready, I'm here.
Joanna Jedrzejczyk has been known to engage in some pretty heavy trash talk from time to time, but when it came to her flyweight debut in the UFC, she was full of respect for her opponent.
They've been waiting for this fight, so thanks to the UFC for making this fight happening, and it means a lot to me and Valentina because of our Muay Thai background. We fought for the best Muay Thai organization in the world back in the day, and now we're fighting for the best organization, MMA organization in the world. It means a lot to both of us, so we're gonna put on a hell of a fight.
Joanna had actually fought and lost against Shevchenko a grand total of 3 times during their days on the Muay Thai circuit, so it was clear that she didn't exactly have bragging rights coming in. Their face-off saw both women keep things pretty respectful, although a subtle undercurrent of competitive energy could be found bubbling under the surface. On fight night, Valentina made it a clean 4-0 over Jedrzejczyk with a strong and assured performance. Speaking about the fight and its aftermath, it wasn't as if Joanna felt totally outmatched in there with the divisional GOAT. But at the same time, she was very aware of just how clever Joanna was when it came to her decision-making.
It's been a while. I fought in the flyweight division for more than 4.5 years ago, so it was something new, but I didn't feel like Valentina was like the strongest opponent in my fighting career. Good traps, good takedowns.
Jessica Ai was a pretty considerable underdog coming into her fight with Valentina Shevchenko. But even still, she clearly believed that her strength of schedule would give her the upper hand.
I mean, again, like, I feel like the level of girls that I have fought, as well as Jess, you know, like, these girls are higher level than what she's fought. So I feel like the toughest fight was the return to 25, because I had to prove that now it makes this fight that much easier for me.
Unfortunately, Jessica made an eerily close prediction on the fight's eventual result, giving props to Shevchenko for her kicking game, while admitting that while Valentina may land on her, it wouldn't make a difference to the fight's result. Well, as it turned out, it did make a difference to the fight's result. Quite a big one, in fact. Shevchenko managed to score her finest knockout yet, head-kicking Ai in the second round in what was a huge statement victory. Ai kept a pretty low profile as far as media appearances in the weeks that followed, but she did make a short statement to her fans directly after UFC 238, while congratulating Shevchenko for her win. Jessica Andrade was backed to bring a level of physicality with her to the cage that Shevchenko had not yet encountered. In her pre-fight interviews, she didn't make too much noise in terms of trash talk, keeping things pretty respectful throughout. One interesting point made by Bachastaka came when she talked about other fighters, and how they dealt with Shevchenko's enormous technical advantages. In her mind, paying respect to the bullet on the mic was one thing, but to do so in the cage would be inadvisable. Well, as it turned out, Andrade's approach to trying to get the better of Shevchenko did not work out. The champ swiftly found her way to the Crucifix and battered her opponent out for a second-round TKO victory. Andrade was in pretty good spirits post-fight though, thanking her fans and teammates for their help post-fight, while promising to return better than ever. Lauren Murphy wasn't the first name that most fans would have thought of when trying to point out a major threat to the dominant 125-pound queen. But according to Murphy herself, that lack of pressure was only going to work in her favor. Murphy believed that her well-roundedness and natural underdog status would allow her to take this fight and perform to the best of her abilities no matter where the action was taking place.
she's the champ for a reason. And at this level, people don't make a lot of mistakes. People become the champions in this sport because they're very good everywhere. And Valentina Shevchenko is very well-rounded. She's very, very experienced. She has the reputation that she has for a reason. But I'm very good everywhere as well. I think you would be hard-pressed to find an area of MMA that I don't excel in. I'm very good at everything. I'm very, very tough. I know how to persevere, not only in my career and in life, but in fights through tough moments. I know how to turn things around, and I've shown that over and over and over again. And it only takes, 1 second. It only takes one small mistake to give the fight to your opponent, and I'm going to be looking for her to make that one small mistake on Saturday.
Of course, it didn't work out like that at all for Murphy, and Valentina found her way to another dominant victory, this time by 4th round TKO. Her statement in the days that followed was a humble one, where Murphy acknowledged that the better fighter had got her hand raised. But like a lot of her fellow 125-pound contenders, Murphy certainly started to see some holes in Shevchenko's game in her narrow win over Taila Santos. And after seeing the longtime champ pushed to the brink like that, her vulnerability was never so clear. And with that segue, we of course come to the most recent fight of Shevchenko's catalog, her surprisingly challenging showdown with the unheralded Taila Santos. Santos had an air of quiet confidence about her in the build-up to this one. When asked about her take on Shevchenko as a champion, her answer was quite complimentary, calling Shevchenko an almost perfect fighter. In hindsight, it's clear that Taila had every reason to be confident in herself, but at the time, most fans disregarded her as yet another easy matchup for the divisional GOAT. However, even in defeat, Santos showed us a hell of a lot on fight night. And though Shevchenko got the nod from the judges, Santos earned herself a legion of new fans with her performance. Even more impressively, instead of complaining about the decision, Santos simply promised the fans that she would be back for another title shot before too long. In the days that followed, Santos made it clear that she believed that she had done enough to win, but seemed to understand how wildly the judge's perspective can vary. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to click the bell to be notified of future videos. If you want to be featured in the video, leave a comment down below. And be sure to check out some of our other videos.